how many three-digit numbers are divisible by 6 in all? So what's the trick or tricky approach towards this kind of a question? Hope you all are well aware about the normal pattern or normal method of approach in the form of arithmetic progression, but here I will teach you what's the easiest and tricky way to reach such a question's conclusions. Here, first we have to consider, this is a range, we have to consider three-digit numbers. So how many three-digit numbers, which is the starting number? So while we are considering the first three-digit number as 100. So which is the largest three-digit number? So that is 999. So this is the boundary. Here, while we are considering these two numbers are not divisible by 6. Then easily we can apply this trick. Understand the point? These two boundaries are not divisible by 6. Then what do you have to consider? If you need to find out the number of three-digit numbers which are divisible by 6 in all, here that is, first you just divide this upper boundary by 6. Got it? So then you have to consider only the quotient of this operation. So what we are actually doing here, in 999 numbers, that means from 1 to 999, in 999 numbers, how many of them are divisible by 6? Got it? So here we have to consider this as the largest integer. We have to consider like this. So this is 999 by 6. We have to consider the quotient only. So what is the quotient here? Here 999 divided by 6. We just divided 1 times 6 here. This is 39. So 6 times 6, 36 is here. Then 39 is here. So another 36. You don't want to bother about the remainder here. Here we know that 166 times this 6 lies in 999. Then we have to consider this 100 lower boundary, that is 100. When we divide 100 by 6, then consider its greatest integer function. Greatest integer function is simply, so how many 6's lies in 100? Here we know that there are 16 such 6's. As we know, 16 into 6 equal to 96. So what you have to do, simple logic, here in the first 999 numbers, there are 166 multiples of 6. But in the first 100 natural numbers, there are 16 such numbers. So for getting the resultant number, that means how many of them in between this range, what you have to do, you just subtract this 16 from 166, that's equal to 150. So in this range, there are 150 such numbers, and the answer is option 1. So that's a simple trick. Here's the second question. 5 raised to 2n plus 1. Here 5 raised to 2n plus 1, the whole square into 5 raised to 6 is equal to 1. So here, if you're considering this expression, this is 5 raised to 2 times of 2n plus 1. As we know, exponential rule, a raised to m, the whole raised to n is equal to a raised to m into n. So that is a raised to m, the whole raised to n. So that is a raised to m into n. Through that rule, here we can consider this operation like this. So this is equal to, so take this value towards right side, therefore it will become 1 divided by 5 raised to x. So what about this one? This is 5 raised to 4n plus 2. So this right side we can write it as minus 6, 5 raised to minus 6. So therefore we can equate the exponents. This is 4n plus 2 is equal to minus 6. Therefore what about the value of 4n? So this is equal to minus 8. So here there's 2 towards right side. Therefore what is the value of n? Which is equal to minus 2. Here the answer is option 2. So that's the basic application of exponential rules. What is the largest number of 4 digit which is exactly divisible by 88? So which is the largest 4 digit number? That is 9999. So this is 9999. So when we divide this value by 88, so that means we are going to find out how much we have to deduct from this number to get a multiple of 88. So for that purpose, we just consider 1 time this 88 lies in 99. So here this is 119. Again 1 time here, that is 88. So this one 1, this is equal to 3. So this is 319. So how many times this 88 lies in 319? Exactly 3 times. So this is 24 2 is there, 24 plus 2, 26. So what is the difference here? This is 5. So this is also 5. So here we got the remainder is 55. Therefore, the required number. So required number in the sense that's the largest 4-digit multiple of 88. You just subtract the remainder 55 from this number. So the answer is 9944. 9944. Here, this is the answer. So first you have to find out the remainder. First you just consider what is the largest such boundary. Here largest 4-digit number, that is 9999. You just divide it by 88, find the remainder. You have to deduct that remainder from that boundary. You will get the remaining quantity is a multiple of 88. 6 times x increased by 12 is equal to. So that's very simple. 6 times x, how we can write? 6x. Is increased by 12 means plus 12. So the answer is 6x plus 12. That's a very simple question. Find the value of 99 into 1.4 divided by 11 divided by 7. So while we are considering the BODMAS principle here, this is 99 and 1.4, you can write it directly. So while we are considering the multiplication and division operations together, only multiplication and division, what you can do, all these division values you can write under this bar. Therefore, this is 99 into 1.4 divided by 11 into 7. So while we are simplifying this one, this is 9 times, right? So this is 7, this is 0.2 times. So this is equal to 2 into 0.2 into 9. So that is equal to 1.8. Hence the answer is option 3. So if it is a case of multiplication or division, so all the multiplication values you have to keep as the numerator, at the numerator, and rest all the values in the denominator. An electrical device is marked rupees 2,25,000. The manufacturer gives a discount of 10%. The dealer also gives a discount of 5%. What is the selling price of the device? So how to do it? So here, first, its price is 2,25,000. This manufacturer gave a discount of 10%. So it's 10% it's deducting. So what is 10% of this value? So that is 22,500. So the actual cost that is 2,25,000. We have to subtract 22,500. You have to do the operations here. So here what is 2,25,000 from there 22,500. We have to subtract at first 005. This is 202500. So that's the resultant value. This is 2,02,500. From there is a deduction of 5%. That's a successive discount offered by the retailer or the dealer. So what is 5% of this value? How to find out it? What is 10% of this value? That is 20250. That means 20,250. Therefore, its half, that's equal to 10125. So this we have to subtract from this value. So therefore, this is 10,125. We have to subtract that value here. So we have to subtract it, 10,125. Subtract this value. So this is 75. So 3 is here, 290. So 192375. So consider, so that's the final value here. So that is 1,92,375. So that's the answer, and the answer is option 4. So through the successive variation applications, we can catch the answer like this way. Vishnu purchased a tape recorder at 9/10 of its selling price and sold it at 8% more than its selling price. His gain is. Here selling price, here we have to consider, so that in the form of a marked price, that's the price actually the seller planning to sell. So here we have to consider like this. So the actual selling price, we are assuming that rupees 100. What's the amount spent by Vishnu? So that is 9 by 10 of this price. So that's equal to rupees 90. What's the selling price while Vishnu sold this thing? That I am naming that as selling price 2. So that is 8% more than the initial selling price or the actual selling price. 8% more than 100. So that is 108. We can write it like this. These are the representative values. That means, understand the situation. Actually, Vishnu bought this product at rupees 90 and sold it at 108. So there is an increase of how much rupee here? So what's the increase here? So while we are considering this increase, so this is rupees 80. So this is profit. Therefore, what is the profit percentage here? So profit percentage. This 18 is what percent of 90? Correct? 18 is what percent of 90? So profit is what percent of cost price? That is profit percentage. So while observing this value, easily you can catch this 10% of this denominator 90 is 9, rupees 9. So this is 2 times of 9. Then what it will become? That is 20%. So here the profit is 20%. So either you have to simplify it or you just apply the simple method for finding the answer. 1050 is divided among Arun, Manu, Mithun. The share of Arun is 2/5 of the combined shares of Manu and Mithun. Then Arun gets. So here we just consider the share of Arun and Manu and Mithun. So Manu plus Mithun. So this is 2 by 5. We can frame a ratio like this, 2 by 5. So what it means, the total amount distributed into 7 equal portions. Out of those 7 equal portions, 2 portions, that's the share of Arun. So therefore, we have to consider share of Arun. Share of Arun. What it is? 2 by 7 of the total. So what is the total here? 1050. So you just simplified. What is 2 by 7 here? If you are considering this one, this is 1 time of 7, then 35 is there 5 times. So this is 2 into 150. So what is 2 into 150 here? That's equal to rupees 300. So the answer is option 2, rupees 300. Root 3 minus, it's a question from the area thirds. Root 3 minus root 3, 1 by root 3, the whole square. You just consider the expansion of a minus b the whole square. How we can consider what is a minus b the whole square? First one. So that is a square. Now I am writing b square at second. So plus b square minus 2ab. 2 into, here a is root 3 and b, that is 1 by root 3. Got it? So here this is 3, root 3 square is 3, 1 by root 3 square is 1 by 3. What about this one? This is 2. So this is simply 3 minus 2, 1. This is 1 plus 1 by 3, or that as 4 by 3. That's an interesting question. Easily you can find the answer through or with the help of this algebraic identity, a minus b the whole square. So that is a square plus b square minus 2ab. Next question, if x plus y plus z equal to 0, then the value of x plus y, y plus z, z plus x whole divided by x by z. Can you guess which will be the value? And do you know what's the method for tackling this kind of a question? That's a tricky question. What is the importance of similar kind of questions? Once you have to familiar with the applications of these types of questions, otherwise at the time of exam you will become confused, because it's not easy to develop a method at the time of exam if you don't have any prior experience. So therefore these all are based on your familiarity with those types of questions, otherwise it's quite difficult to tackle. So here we just consider from this one, x plus y plus z equal to 0. So these expressions you just observe, x plus y, y plus z, z plus x. from this expression, I am framing what is x plus y. So that is minus z, I can write. And the second one, y plus z. So all from this expression, y plus z, that is minus x. And the last one, z plus x, we just consider what is z plus x. So therefore that is minus y. Then we just apply these findings or these values to the given expression. So here it is given that x plus y into y plus z into z plus x whole divided by x, y, z. So we just consider what is x plus y. We already found that x plus y is equal to minus z. This is minus z into what is y plus z? That is minus x. So what is z plus x? Minus y whole divided by x, y, z. So this numerator, there are three quantities, negative quantities. Therefore the product that will become negative. So you can write it as negative x, y, z divided by denominator is also x, y, z. So that is equal to minus 1. As the answer is option 4, minus 1. So it's a conversion like this. With the help of that conversion, we can catch it. If the sides of a triangle 8, 12, 15 centimeter, then the triangle is, or the angle is. Here, we just consider. We have to find out which type of triangle is. So the triangle is right angle triangle, obtuse angle triangle, acute angle triangle, or if we are not able to make any conclusions there. So for this kind of a question, what is the tricky concept? That we have to understand the relations between the sides in a triangle. One relation you are quite familiar. That is, if you are considering the case of a right angle triangle. So what is the right angle triangle? There, the relations. So if you are considering a triangle so any kind of triangle it is. Suppose we just consider a triangle. So in this triangle, if you are considering the sides, so it's just look like a right angle triangle, right? But you don't want to bother about the right angle triangle. Suppose here I am considering this side is A, this side is B, this side is C. Here C is the longest side as we consider like that. As per this assumptions, I am considering A is the small side, B is the next largest, and C is the largest side. If you are assuming like this. So then we know that if A square plus B square equal to C square. So that means the sum of the squares of the smaller sides is equal to the square of the largest side. Then which type of triangle it is? Yeah, it's a quite familiar one. So that is nothing but the Pythagoras theorem, right? So therefore, then it is a right angled triangle. So that is, the triangle is right angled. Then, if this A square plus B square is less than C square, so therefore this longest side is comparatively longer than the other two sides. Think about. So can you guess which type of triangle at that time? This side is comparatively longer than the other two sides. At that time we just consider its expansion will be like this. At that time this will be an obtuse angled triangle. So this is an obtuse angled triangle. Obtuse angle. Obtuse angle means that's angle greater than 90 degree. But less than 180 degree. And the third possibility, A square plus B square. So that is greater than the longest side. So this is acute angled triangle. Acute angled triangle. So these are the conditions. Understand these conditions properly. Then apply the given values here. So while we are considering the given values here, the values are 8, and the second value that is 12, and the here the longest side that is 50. So you just simply compare the quantities here, 8 square plus 12 square, what it will become. So here 8 square plus 12 square. So here 8 square that is 64 and 12 square 144. So what is the sum here? This is equal to 208. And what is 15 square? So this is equal to 225. Just observe these two values. So what we can conclude here, this is 8 square plus 12 square is less than 15 square. If it is less than 15 square, then what's the conclusion? Which type of triangle it is? Therefore, it is an obtuse angled triangle. Correct? So that's a tricky concept. So there's based on this comparison or comparison related result. So once you are familiar with the result, then only we can reach the conclusion of such a question. So that's a basic idea. So next question. If perimeter of a right angle triangle is 6 times the smallest side, then the 3 sides of the triangle are in the ratio. So you don't want to go for the algebraic type of operations for this type of question because that will become complicated. So what do you have to do? We have options. So we have to go from those options. So for example, here the first one, that is 3:4:5. This is our first option. So what is the requirement? Perimeter of the triangle is 6 times its smallest side. So while we are considering this perimeter, what is perimeter here? So we just add these all values, 3 plus 4 plus 5. So what is the value here? So that's equal to 12. Is it equal to 6 times the smallest side? So 6 times the smallest side. Here the smallest side is 3. So therefore 6 into 3. So that's equal to 80. These values are not equal. Therefore this is not the answer. Consider the second example. Here we are considering the second set of values. 5:12:13. What we are doing? So we just simply add the values here. Correct. So if you are adding this one, 5 plus 12 plus 13. So that's equal to 25 plus 5, 30. And 6 times the smallest one. 6 times the smallest one. 6 into 5. So that is also equal to 30. Yeah, both are satisfying. Therefore, what we can conclude, this is the answer. So like this way, you just verify, rest all the values here. So those are not satisfying the condition. Therefore, this is the ratio. This is the ratio. So it's any multiple will satisfy the same condition. Correct? So that's a simple trick. Consider the next question. Here. I bought 20 kilogram of mango, out of which 16 kilogram was fine and the rest were rotten. What is my percentage loss if I bought them for ₹30 per kilogram? So maybe it's a bit slightly confusing kind of question. So the question contains an irrelevant data because its cost it's given. So what we have to do with that cost price? We are not selling it. So we faced a loss just because of some of the rotten mangoes. So only you have to consider your percentage of loss is equal to the percentage of or the rotten mango as the percentage of the total mango. Correct? So here it is given that 60 kilogram was fine and the rest were rotten. So here if we have 20 kilogram in total, so here fine and rotten. So here we just consider here 60 kilogram fine. So remaining 4 kilogram rotten. So your percentage of loss based on this one. Therefore, the percentage of loss out of 20 kilogram, 4 kilogram is rotten. So therefore 4 by 20 into 100. So that's a simple logic. 4 by 20 into 100. So while simplifying this one, what you will get? This is equal to 20%. So here we know that 4 by 20, that is 1 by 5 into 100. Or otherwise, 100 by 20, that is 5 into 4, that's equal to 20. So easily we can reach the conclusion here, the loss is 4%. So there is no use of this data, correct? It's an irrelevant data here. What is y as a percentage of x? If x is 20% of y. Here we just consider how to do it easily. We just consider the values x and y. So understand, most of the students at the initial time they are facing difficulty for solving this kind of questions. Here x is 120% of y. Of y. Here of, after this of, y is there. Therefore I just consider this y as 100. Like this way we can approach. If y as 100, what is x? What is x? As per this statement, x is 120% of y. If y is 100, then x is 120. So this is 120. Got it? So half the steps over. Suppose the students didn't get the idea to express the values like this, they will take too much time to reach a relationship between x and y. And in a smart approaching style, we can consider the ratio of these two values. What is the ratio of these two values? We can simplify these values in the form 6:5. Then what we are going to find out, what is y as a percentage of x? Y as a percentage of x. So here y as a percentage of x. Percentage of x. So y as a percentage of x. How we can express? Immediately after this of, which will be the value? Here immediately after this of, which will be the value? That will be the base of the operation. So therefore you have to express it like this, y by x into 100. So here as per our assumption, what is y? 5. And what is x? That is 6. So this is 5 by x into 100. So once you are familiar with this value, we can easily do it. Otherwise, you just simply do the simplification process. So this is 500 by 6 or 150 by 3. Got it? 250 by 3. So like that we can do. So therefore, through simplifications, you will get the value as 83.33%. So once you are practicing it seriously, then you have to by heart some of the percentage values like this, because that's a very important requirement. Then we can easily do most of the questions without doing too much complicated calculations. Consider the next question, 40% in decimal terms. So what is 40%? 40%, how we can write 40%? So what is the value for this percent symbol? This percent symbol is nothing but 1 by 100. Therefore 40% we can write it as 40 by 100. So when we divide 40 by 100, we know that 2 placed towards left side, we have to place the decimal. So therefore this is 0.40. So what is 0.40? So that is simply 0.4 itself. So we can neglect this final 0. This is same as 0.4. So the answer is option 2. Great. The numbers are respectively 19%. Two numbers are respectively 19% and 70% more than a third number. The first number as a percentage of the second number. So here we just consider three numbers. I just consider these three numbers x, y and z. Here I am assuming the third number as 100 because here the rest of the numbers are comparing with the third number. The first number is 19% more than third number. So if the third number is 100, what is 19% more than 100? So you can easily write that is 119. Got it? Then the second number is 70% more than 100. So what is the second number? That is 170. Clear? So this is 100, this is 119, this is 170. What you are going to do? So here we have to find out the first number as a percentage of the second number. First number as a percentage of the second number. Second number as the base. This first number is what percentage of second number? That only we have to find out. So this first number as a percentage of second number. Therefore, the required percentage. This first number as a percentage of the second number. So this is the operation. So while observing these values, you can easily connect a relationship between this 119 and 70. So whether there are any relationships there. So here you can simplify like this. This 0, 0 we can cancel. How many 17 will make this 107? So most probably 7 times, right? 7 times. Because while observing the unit digit, 17 into 7 will end in 9. So we're just simplifying like that. So what is 17 into 7? 17 into 7. So 7 to 7, 49. 4 is there. 1 time of 7 plus 4, that is 119. Yeah, it's satisfying. Therefore, here this is 7 times that put this 0. So the answer is 70%. So this is the answer. Okay, then move to the next question. Here. For how many years should 600 be invested at 10% per annum in order to earn the same simple interest as earned by investing 800, 12% per annum for 5 years? as you know, what is the result for finding simple interest? So result is very simple, simple interest. So that is PNR by 100. Correct. Here, rupees 600. Rupees 600. It's for 10% per annum. 10%. We can write it like this. Suppose for n years that we are going to find out. This is the interest earned in the first situation. That is same as the interest earned in the second situation. Second situation, 800 rupee. 12% for 5 years. So you just simply simplify this expression here, equation. Here we know that the same kind of terms we can simplify. So which are the same types of terms here while observing this one. This 100 we can cancel. These two zeros we can cancel. So rest of the values we can arrange further. So here if we are doing this one, n is equal to on right side 8 is there, 12 is there, 5 is there. Then the 6 and 10 towards right side you can take, that is 6 and 10, that's equal to 60. Here we know that 12 into 5 that's equal to 60. While we are considering these values it will become simplified. So therefore what will be the value? So in 8 years it will happen. So in 8 years, that's a simple comparison trick. So comparing it with the help of that result, we can find it. Mean proportion. So this one, mean proportion. Correct. So mean proportion between 8 and 72. Proportion in the sense mean proportional, that's more correct. Mean proportional between 8 and 72. So how to find out it? What is the concept behind this mean proportional? So whenever we are having two quantities like this, and to find out what is a mean proportional between these two values, so there you have to understand it's a case of continued proportion. Continued proportion. So if we have two values and we have to find out the mean proportion, what is the logic here? So this is 8 is to some value, and that value will repeat again is to 72. This is the way. And this x is called the mean proportional. This x is called the mean proportional. Therefore, here we will get x square. We know that product of means equal to product of extremes. These are called means, these are called extremes. Therefore, x square equal to 8 into 72. So therefore, we are going to find out x. So that is root of 8 into 72. Or simply, if we need to find out the mean proportional between any two quantities like this, at that time you just simply find out the root of the product of those two values. Or in general, we can consider, so mean proportional. So here, mean proportional of x and y, any two quantities. So that is equal to root of x into y. So it's a direct approach. If you need to find out the mean proportional between any two quantities, that you just take the product of those two values and its square root. So here, while we are simplifying this one, how to do it? So this is equal to, either you have to multiply it. It's better to factorize this one. Like that also we have to find out. So how to factorize this one? Here this one. 56, 560, 576. This will be equal to 576. Either you can do it like that. Root of 576. What is root of 576? That's equal to 24. Or in another way, we just consider. This is 8 into, the 72 is nothing but 8 into 9. Correct. So inside this bracket, there are two 8s. You can take one 8 outside. And this 9, its square root is 3. So therefore, the square root of this value, that's equal to 24. So 24 is the answer. That's the concept of mean proportional. Mean proportional. That's the application of continued proportion. If you have two quantities and for finding the mean proportional, just apply this method. As another one concept, third proportional of 20 and 30. So it's again the case of continued proportion. If you need to find out the third proportional, or we just consider the concept of continued proportional, A is to B equal to B is to C. So here A is called first proportional. First proportional. and B is called mean proportional, and C is called third proportional. So if you need to find out the first proportional, so that in this A, so like then it will become, so that is B square by C, and B, that is root of AC, and C, that is A square by C or C square by A. Like that we have to find out. So therefore, if you need to find out, C here, that is equal to B square by A. So then we can generalize the concept. If you have such a two numbers and for finding what is the third proportional, how to do? You just write it as 20:30 equal to 30 the missing number that as X we just consider. Therefore, this is the third proportional. What is the third proportional here? Third proportional, that is product of these two values divided by 20. So this is 30 square by 20. So in general, we can consider what is the result for finding the third proportional of any two quantities. So here, third proportional of any two quantities A and B. So here order is very important. The second quantity square by first quantity. That's the result. Second quantity square by first quantity. Got it? That's the result here. So here we can consider this one. So if we are doing this one, 30 square by 20. So what is 30 square? That is 900 by 20 is here. So that is equal to 45. So that is the third proportional between two quantities. Clear? And the next question. In what ratio must water be added to spirit? Gain 25% by selling it at cost price. So here we just consider what is the cost price, what is the selling price. Clear? Suppose the cost price was 100. It made a profit of 25%. Therefore, you just consider 125. Here, spirit only costs a certain amount and water is freely available. We just consider. So therefore, the product sold at the cost price itself in the sense that's a pretending situation in the sense, suppose the customers also well aware about the market value of such a product. Suppose 1 liter spirit is this much. Those customers also well aware about that thing. And what he can do, the seller can do, he can manipulate its weight only, make some changes in its weight only, dilute something, water, pour additional water to this mixture. Therefore, this 100 is to 125. 100 is to 125. That's same as, or its ratio values we just consider. That's same as the ratio of the quantities. Ratio of the quantities. So ratio of the quantities in the sense here, first pure spirit is to spirit plus water. Spirit plus water. That's the final solution. We just consider like this. So that is 4:5. Got it? What it means, suppose initially he purchased 4 liter spirit. He sold it in the form of 5 liter, including 1 liter additional water. So therefore, the spirit plus water, that is nothing but 4:1. Got it? So therefore, spirit plus water, that is 4:1. Here, this 5, we can split it like this, 4 plus 1. So therefore, 4 spirit, water 1. So what do we have to find out? What ratio must water be added to spirit? So here we can consider, therefore, the ratio of, from this point we can consider. So therefore, water is to spirit. So that is, we are adding additional 1 liter water into 4 liter spirit. So therefore, the answer is 1:4. Got it? That is water is to spirit. That's a simple logic. Here, this cost price and selling price, that's the cost and the revenue, like that. This additional 25 rupee he made through this dilution or adding additional quantity of water. Through that way, he increased the quantity of the solution, like that he made such a profit. Consider another silly question, tricky question. It's a question from the area of progressions. Here 11, 21, 31, 41, etc. 201. So first of all, this is an arithmetic progression. We just consider the basic ideas of arithmetic progressions. So this is an arithmetic progression. Correct. So here, if you're considering this is an arithmetic progression, what's the number of terms here? So now how to find out the number of terms? Here the result, and how to find out the number of terms? Number of terms is nothing but nth term minus first term divided by d. D stands for common difference plus 1. Correct. So here, first of all, we have to find out the number of terms as per the given AP. Here, what is the first term? Here the first term is 11 and the last term is 201. And what is the common difference here? Here it's 10 more, right? So therefore we can directly write this is 201 minus 11 divided by common difference is 10 plus 1. Correct. So like this way, or easily you can catch without doing this kinds of results. What's a tricky way here? You just consider this is 11, 21, 31, 41, etc. 201. So 20 such observations there. That's a simple thing. So anyway, through this result, if you are doing this one, 201 minus 11, that is 190 by 10, that is 19 plus 1. So 19 plus 1, which is equal to 20. There are 20 such observations. That's the first understanding. There are 20 such observations. So here, that's a very important understanding. Logically, you can catch how many numbers there. Only you have to consider, except the unit digit, rest part we have to consider. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. up to 20. So there are 20 observations. So then we have to consider what is sum to n terms in an arithmetic progression, sum to n terms of an arithmetic progression. So there are two results. I am using the result n by 2 into first term plus last term. I am using this result as we know the first term and the last term from this progressions. So with the help of that one, if you are considering n by 2, we have n is 20, 20 by 2, and the first term that is 11, and the last term which is 201. So while we are simplifying this one, this is equal to 10 into. What is the sum of these two values? That's equal to 212. So this is 212. So therefore the final value that's equal to 2120. So to 2120. Hence the answer is option 2. A train traveling at the rate of 90 km per hour crosses a pole in 10 seconds. The length is. The length of the train is same as the distance in this activity. Here, so in this activity, distance, that is length of the train. Correct? Because while or when we are considering the situation, if a train is crossing a standing pole, so that's a stationary object, at that time the distance covered by the train is the same as the length of the train. So that we are going to find out. Here we are going to find out. Correct? So here, what is the speed of the train? So that is 90 km per hour. And how to convert? Here we know that in the case of train related problems, here the time is in seconds. Time is in seconds. Therefore, speed we have to express in meters per second. So how to do such a kind of conversion? This is 90 into 5 by 18 meters per second. 5 by 18 meters per second. Here we know that 80 into 5 will make this 90. Therefore, this is 25 meters per second. And the time taken for covering this distance, that is t, it is 10 seconds. So what is the length of the train or distance? So that is speed into time. So therefore, that is 25 into 10, which is equal to 250 meters, right? 250 meters. So that is the length of the train. So in this context, so distance is nothing but the length of the train, and that is we can find through this result speed into time. A t-shirt marked rupees 80 is sold for rupees 68, the rate of discount. Here the marked price is rupees 80 and selling price, so that is rupees 68. So what is the discount here? So discount is nothing but marked price minus selling price. As per the given values, this is 80 minus 68, which is equal to rupees 12. So then we have to find out discount percentage. Discount percentage. How to find discount percentage? This discount is what percentage of marked price. This marked price is also known as listed price, labeled price. These all are marked price. What is the price labeled on the product? So that is marked price. So discount by marked price into 100. So here this discount is 12 rupee and the marked price, here the marked price is 80. So into 100. So just consider what is the simplification. You just do the simplification. I just give a trick. What is 10% of this 80? That is 8. What is 5% of 80? That is 4. This is 8 plus 4, that's equal to 12. So we can directly reach the conclusion that is 15%. Or you just do the simplification process for finding it. So the answer is 15%. So now we can move to the second last question. If you throw 5 fair coins, what is the probability of getting at least 3 heads? So first of all, we just consider what is total number of outcomes. So total number of outcomes. That's throwing of 5 fair coins. So for each coin, its result is 2. There are such 5 coins, therefore 2 raised to 5. What is 2 raised to 5? That is 32. And we have to consider the second situation, that's the number of favorable outcomes. So probability of getting at least 3 heads. So there are 5 coins. Number of ways, or that is number of favorable outcomes. Number of favorable outcomes. How it is? That's a combination result. Here we have 5 coins. We are throwing 5 coins. At least 3 heads. At least 3 heads means it can be 3 heads, 4 heads, or 5 heads. Suppose we just consider in 3 heads. So we can write out of the 5 tossing or here flipping or throwing. So then in 3, exactly 3 coins shows head. Here or in the sense addition here. So we have to consider in 4 coins, that is 5C4, or in the entire 5 coins shows head. So this is the combination application. Here we know that 5C3 is same as 5C2 and 5C4 is same as 5C1. 5C5 is same as 5C0. So what is 5C2? 5C2 is nothing but 5 into 4 divided by 1 into 2. And what is 5C1? That is 5 itself. What is 5C0? 1 itself. So this is nothing but 10. So 10 plus 5 plus 1, that is 16. Correct. Therefore, the probability. This is number of favorable outcomes. This is the total number of outcomes. Therefore, the probability of such an event. So that is number of favorable outcomes divided by total number of outcomes. So here we can easily simplify this probability is 1 by 2. The answer is option 2. Okay. Then the final question. The bisectors of the angles of a parallelogram enclose. So that's an interesting question, geometrical question. So from this question, you have to make it first of all, we just consider a situation. Here, if you're considering this one, yeah. Anyway, we just consider the situation. If you're drawing a parallelogram like this, parallelogram. So what is the peculiarity of a parallelogram? Here, if you're considering a parallelogram, here the peculiarity, here the sum of the corresponding angles. So these are the co-interior angles, not corresponding, co-interior angles. Sum of these 2 angles will be equal to 180 degree. So these angles are called co-interior. Understand? So this angle is x degree, this angle is y degree. So therefore, here x plus y is equal to 180 degree. Any pairs of co-interior angles like this, or that will be like this, so we can easily find out. And if you're drawing the diagonals here, so what happened? If you're drawing the diagonals here, if you're drawing a diagonal here, So that is not diagonal, that's angle bisectors. If you're drawing an angle bisector like this, it may pass like this. Got it? Okay. And if you are drawing the angle bisector of this diagram, it may pass like this. So this is the angle bisector. So we just consider this one. What happened? This is an angle bisector, therefore these angles will become half. So therefore this is x by 2 and this is y by 2. So what is x by 2 plus y by 2? So if you are considering that one, x by 2 plus y by 2. So x by 2 plus y by 2, so which is equal to 90 degree. So therefore sum of these two angles equal to 90 degree, hence this angle, because in this triangle this is a right angle, right? That's the right angle. Therefore this angle is also right angle. Got it? Then you just visualize what happened if you are drawing all the angle bisectors here, all these angle bisectors here. So at that time how it will become. If you are drawing further angle bisectors here, further angle bisectors, so if you are drawing the angle bisectors like this one, got it? And if you are drawing the angle bisectors from this angle, so we just consider this point, this midpoint. So what is the nature of this portion? So we already found that each of that angle equal to 90 degree. Therefore this portion, it formed a rectangle. It formed a rectangle. We are not sure that's a square. It's a rectangle. It can be a square. It's a rectangle. So therefore we are sure this is a rectangle. First of all, we are sure that's another parallelogram. We are sure, but clearly, more clearly, in a parallelogram, each of these angle equal to 90 degree, that's a rectangle. So that's a basic understanding. So whenever we are considering the diagrams like this. So these are the questions from that CUT model exam. These all are comparatively easier type of question, not much complicated one. In some questions, we have to get in familiar with some of the basic ideas, but most of the questions you can easily manage. So far you are experienced with various levels of questions or various levels of difficulty levels questions you already faced. That's a good experience. So it's a very important thing that you have to go through the questions after completion of your exam, and you have to collect the information related to each and every questions, and you have to make that sure whenever the similar concepts will appear in the further set of exams, you will be able to apply those concepts properly. Like that, a continuous process should be there. So a consistency should be there. You have to try to replicate the ideas or apply those ideas at the time of your further situations in which you are facing. So right now, we can wind up. Thank you.
Welcome back to the logical reasoning sessions. Today, we'll take a look at arrangement type of questions. So this is pretty much ranking and ordering arrangement type of questions. So let's take a look at that question first. Vishnu ranks 16th from the top. So the rank of Vishnu is 16th from the top. That means there are 15 persons before Vishnu. And 49 from the bottom. 49th from the bottom. So that means there are 48 persons after Vishnu. So then how many students are there in the class? So we have 15 plus 1, 16. 16 plus 48. That is 64. 64 is the answer. There is a simple way of doing this calculation. 16th from the bottom, 16th from the top and 49th from the bottom. So, well, 16 plus 49, that is 65. And in that case, we have counted Vishnu twice. So that one must be subtracted from that 65. So 16 plus 49 minus 1, that is 64 as well. So that's another way of doing the calculation. And this picture will give you an exact idea about what exactly that arrangement. That's the reason I have drawn this picture. So the anyhow answer is 64. The next one here. In a class of 39 students, the ratio of boys and girls is 2:1. So boys and girls, the ratio is 2:1. So boys, girls, 2:1. So total is what? 39. So we have 26 and 13. Girls 13, boys 26. And Radhika ranks 15th among all students from the top. Okay, Radhika is 15th from all students from the top. That means 14 students before Radhika. And eighth among the girls from the bottom. And Radhika is 8th among the girls from the bottom. So that means there are number of persons bottom of Radhika. And total 39 students, 14 plus 1, 15 is here. The balance must be total 24 here. Out of that, Radhika is 7th. Radhika is 8th among the girls from the bottom. Radhika is 8th among the girls from the bottom means there are 7 girls after Radhika. 7 girls. So if that's the case, how many boys are there below Radhika? The boys below Radhika, well, total 24, 7 are girls. The balance must be 17. So 17 plus 7 is 24. Next one, 28. Mahesh is older than Jairaj and Anish. So Mahesh is older than Jairaj and Anish. Naveen is older than Jairaj. Naveen is older than Jairaj, but younger than Jacob. Naveen is younger than Jacob. And Anish is older than Jacob. So Anish is older than Jacob. And Mahesh is older than Jairaj and Anish. The Jairaj is already here. And Mahesh is older than Jairaj and Anish as well. So Anish is here. Mahesh is older than Anish. So look at the first condition. Mahesh is older than Jairaj and Anish. Mahesh is older than Jairaj and Anish. So that's the arrangement. Then what is the question? Who among them is the oldest? Oldest one is Mahesh. So the answer is Mahesh. These questions are pretty interesting questions. So let's take a look at that. Delhi is related to India. Well, everybody knows Delhi is the capital of India. Same way, Paris is related to what? France. So France is the answer. And capital of Germany, Canada, UK, you have to have an idea about those kind of things as well. You never know. Next time they may ask those kind of questions. I'll give you one among them. This is Canada. The capital of Canada is Ottawa. This is one of the items you may have confusion, so I'll just give you that. Ottawa. Then UK, everybody knows that. Germany, and almost everyone knows that as well. Now number 30. Italy is related to lira. Italy and lira, what is the connection? And in the same way, Greece is related to what? So Italy, lira, first of all, need to know what exactly this lira is. Lira is the currency of Italy. Same way, Greece is related to drachma. And shekel is the currency of Israel. Now, number 31. Japan is related to diet. So, what is a diet? Same way, Iran is related to what? It's Majlis, National Assembly, Althing, and none of this. So, well, the moment you see this answer choice, you have to think about that line. Something, maybe it's related with the assembly. Yes, actually it is. So Japan is related to diet. So the National Assembly of Japan is known as diet. And same way, Iran is related to what? Majlis. And many of these countries, their assembly has a specific name. For example, Russia, the assembly of Russia is Duma. Now, number 32. Pointing to a man, a woman said, his mother. So let's say a man is here. Pointing to that man, a woman said, his mother, this person's mother. This is the man. So I'll just write it clear, otherwise you may have a confusion. So this is the man. Pointing to that man, a woman said, his mother. This man's mother. So this is the mother. That's a female. This man's mother is the only daughter. This man's mother is the only daughter of my mother. This man's mother is the only daughter of my mother. Who said that? A lady said that. And that lady's mother's only daughter would be that lady herself. So this is that lady. Or that woman. Okay, so this is that woman. And she says that his mother, this man's mother, is the only daughter of her mother. Then how is the woman related to the man? From the man's point of view, who is that woman? Man's point of view, who is that woman? That woman is his mother. So the answer is what? Mother. Next one, number 33. Pointing towards Neeru, Asha said. So pointing towards Neeru, Asha said. So this is Neeru. Asha said, I am the only daughter of her mother's son. So Neeru, Neeru's mother, mother's son. So pointing to Neeru, Asha said, I am the only daughter of her. Her means Neeru, her mother's son. So her mother's son, and that only daughter is what? Who? That is Asha. Well, how is Neeru related to Asha? From Asha's point of view, who is Neeru? Well, Asha's point of view, who is Neeru? Asha's father's sister. Asha's father, father's sister. That is Neeru. So that's the answer is what? Owned. Next one, 34. A is B's brother. Okay, A is B's brother. A is B's brother. So A is the brother of B. And B is C's sister. So B is the sister of C. And C is D's father. C is the father of D. So C is the father. Now we need to have a full stop there. That full stop is missing. So we'll put a full stop there. D is A's. That means the relation between D and A. D is, how is D related to A? So A is, from A's point of view, who is D? From A's point of view, who is D? Well, A's sibling, that is C. C's child is D. If D is a female, that is a niece. Person is a niece. If D is a male, that's a nephew. So this case, we don't have a specific idea about D. C is D's father. C is D's father. D could be male or a female. So it could be niece or nephew. And we have the answer cannot be determined or cannot be declared. Even though we don't have the second answer choice, niece is not given here, still, since we have the answer choice cannot be declared and we have two possibilities, nephew or niece, the answer must be cannot be declared. And if we mark the answer nephew here, the meaning is that we solved that question and we looked at that question from different angles and we found only one answer, that's nephew. But actually for this question, there are two answers. Either it is nephew or niece. So if you mark the answer nephew, that means only one answer is there. We could found only one answer. But when you mark cannot be determined, the meaning is that there are two possibilities, more than one possibility for this question. Actually, there are like two possibilities for this question, so the answer must be cannot be declared, even though the other answer choice, niece, is not given here. Since we have cannot be determined, that would be the answer. Always, in these kind of questions, always remember this, if we have two answer choices, even though only one answer choice is given among the list of answer choices, but if you have an answer choice like cannot be declared or cannot be determined or data inadequate, then definitely go for it. Next one, 5 persons are sitting around a dining table, K, L, M, and O. K is the mother of M, M who is the wife of O, and N is the brother of K, and L, N is the brother of K, and L is the husband of K. So this is what the relation we have. Let's take a look at that. First of all, we need to make a diagram for this kind of questions. So let's make a diagram. 5 persons sitting around a dining table, K, L, M, N, and O. K is the mother of M. So K is the mother of M. So K is the mother, so female. And M, who is the wife of O, M, who is the wife of O, so M is a female and wife of O, and N is the brother of K. N is the brother of K. N, that's the brother of K. And L is the husband of K. So K got a husband, that is L. So K and L are married. M and O are married. So that's the diagram we have. Now we look at the questions. How is L related to O? From O's point of view, who is L? O's point of view, who is L? So that O is O's wife, wife's mother and wife's father. So from O's point of view, from the point of view of O, L is wife's father. So that would be father-in-law. Now how is K related to O? From the point of view of O, who is K? K is the mother of O's wife. Mother of O's wife, that is mother-in-law. Simple question. Now how is N related to L? N related to L. From the point of view of L, who is N? Point of view of L, who is N? So L's wife's brother. So brother-in-law. Now how is M related to L? From the point of view of L, who is M? From the point of view of L, who is M? Well, L's wife, and their daughter. So daughter is the answer. Next one. A into B means A is the mother of B. And A minus B means A is the brother of B. And A plus B means A is the sister of B. Then the question, A divided by B means A is the father of B. The question is, which of the following means R is the maternal uncle of T? So R must be the maternal uncle of T. So here the relation R must be the maternal uncle of T. So T's mother's brother would be the R. That is a maternal uncle. And let's say all these relations we have R and T, and we have another person here, M. M must be the mother of T, that case. So M, we take it as M as the mother of T. So M is the mother of T. What's the relation? M is the mother of T. Well, A into B means A is the mother of B. So M into T, M is the mother of T. And now R must be the brother of M. Look at this, brother relation. This is A minus B means A is the brother of B. So R minus M means R is the brother of M. Okay, so that case, which of the following means R is the maternal uncle of T? That's R minus M into T. So R minus M into T, first answer choice. Now, next one. Similar question, A into B, etc. So all the relations are there. Now, which of the following means F is the paternal grandfather of H? F is the paternal grandfather of H. So this is F is the paternal grandfather of H. That means H, and the father of H is here, and that father's father is F. So that's the relation we are looking for. And all these cases, along with F and H, we have J. So we assume that J is the father of H. And what is the relation here? F must be the father of J, and J must be the father of H. What's the relation here for father? What's the symbol for father? This is what? Divided by. So A divided by J, so that means A is the father of J. So F divided by J means F is the father of J, and J divided by H means J is the father of H. So J is the paternal grandfather of H. That's the answer. So which is the answer choice? Right here, 3. Next one, 41. 41. I'm pretty sure you like these kind of questions. So, which of the following diagrams indicate the relation correctly among parent, mother and father? Well, we know that mother and father are the parents, right? Mother is not the father and father is not the mother. So definitely the answer what we are looking for is third one. 42. Find the odd one. So find the one which is different from the group. Here what we have is, this is not a number series question. Be aware of it. Here we have 1, 4, 9, 16, 23, 25 and 36. Which one is different from the group? If we have, let's say, all of them are odd numbers except one number. If only one number is even number, that could be the answer. We can take it that way. So odd, even, prime numbers, composite numbers, squares, well, only one square, all others are like non-squares. Those kind of possibilities we can look at it. At a glance, we can see that 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, these are squares, and the only number which is not a square is 23. At the same time, 23 is the only prime number in the group as well. So anyhow, 23 is the answer. So that's a one which is different from the group, odd one. Next one, 43. Kamini is 342. So how come this Kamini is 342? How do we code it? Kamini. Eleven, 1, 13, 9, 14, 9. So what is the sum of this? Just take the sum to get an idea how this 342 came out of it. So let's try this. 11 plus 1 plus 13 plus 9 plus 14. So I'll take it this way. 11 and 9, that is 20. 14 plus 1 is 15. 15 plus 20, that is 35. 35 plus this is 22, that is 57. And this is 342. And how many letters are here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 letters. So 57 into 6, what do you get? 50 into 6, 300. 7 into 6, 42. So 342 exactly. 57 into 6, that is 342. Where does 6 come from? Number of letters, 6 letters are here. And try this, Ganesh. Ganesh, well, 7, 1, 14, position values, 5, 19, and 8. So 19 plus 1 is 20. Then what we have, 7 plus 5, it's 12. 12 plus 8 is 20. So 20 plus 20 is 40. And 40, then we have 14. 40 plus 14, we have 54. So 54 is a sum. How many letters are here? 6 letters. 54 into 6. 50 into 6, 300. 4 into 6, 24. So 324. So the answer, 324. Now 44. If today is a Saturday, then what will be the 378 days from now? So we know that to find a day after a certain number of days, what we do, find the number of odd days. In order to get the number of odd days, 378 is the number of days. It must be divided by 7. 7 is the number of days in a week. So what do you get here? 5 times 35 and remainder is 2. Then we have what? 28. 28, when 28 is divided by 7, what you get is 0. So remainder is what? 0. So if it remainder is 0, if today is a Saturday, the day 378 days from now must be another Saturday. So the answer is Saturday. Arrange the following words as per the order in the dictionary. So we have all the list letters are starting from M, right? M-O. So we need to consider the letter. Well, all of them are starting with M-O-D. So we have to consider the letter after M-O-D. First 3 letters you don't need to consider because first 3 letters are same. So then we look at the letter after that. So here we have A. So that's the first word in the alphabetical order. So we can take it as 2. The first one is 2. And second one, well, after A, then we have I, we have E, then we have I as well. So 3. then we have IC, then we have IF. So that's 1. So 2, 3, 1, 4. So 2, 3, 1, 4. That's the answer. So this is the order. 2 first, 3 next, 1 and 4. Find the odd one. Banana, mango, cashew and guava. Well, banana, mango, guava, these are the fruits, and cashew could be cashew nut or the fruit from the cashew, right? So usually cashew, we consider it as a nut, cashew nut. So if that's the case, which is the answer? Cashew. Next one, 47. Ram is 35, Sham is what? Ram is 35. How do we get Ram 35? R 18, A 1, 13. So we have 18 plus 1, 19 plus 13, that is 20 plus 12, that is 32. And this total is 32. And what it is? 35. How come it is 35? The 32 plus 3. Where that 3 come from? Probably the 3 letters here. And we try Sham. Sham is what? 19, 8, 1 and 13. So, well, 19 plus 1 is 20. 13 plus 8 is 21. So, 20 plus 21 is 41. 41 plus 4 letters, 45. So, the answer must be 45. This case, I just want to explain something else as well. This question, well, if you have an answer choice, Sham is, when you add it, what you get is 41, right? And this case, we have added 3. It could be because of 3 letters, or some of the cases that 3 can be taken as a constant as well, because 3 could be here, 3 is added here, and 3 can be added here as well, right? So that case, we are not really considering the number of letters, rather than we take the 3 as a constant. 3 is added in case of 3 letters, 3 is added in case of 4 letters, 3 is added in case of 6 letters, 3 is added in case of 7 letters. That's possible as well. So in this question, we are not sure do we have such a possibility or not. So that case, 41, then 3 can be added with that as well. So that's a possibility. 41 plus 3, but that's answer is 44. We don't have such an answer choice here. So there is no need to consider that possibility. The answer, final answer must be 41 plus number of letters, 4 letters. So 41 plus 4, 45 is the answer. Number 48. Melt is liquid. If something is melted, what we get is liquid. Something is frozen, then what you get is a solid. So that's the answer. Find the odd number from the given option. So 62, 121, 36 and 256. Well, this question is a bit confusing, seems like. 62 is an even number, 36 an even number, 256 an even number. So in that case, 121 can be a number which is different from the group. It can be an odd number. So 121 can be an answer. Or if you take it as 121 is a square, 36 is a square, 256 is a square, that means 60 can be answered. There are 2 answers for this question. So this question is logically wrong if you get a question like this for the exam. So this was taken from a previous exam. So if this happens for any exam, usually what happens is they cancel this question, because after the exam they may realize, yeah, there are 2 possibilities. If there are 2 possibilities, the answer choices must be given as either, one of the answer choices must be given as either answer choice A or B. If you have such an answer choice, that is perfectly all right. So either A or C, both are possibilities. But we don't have such an either A or B answer choice here. So question, naturally, there are 2 answers. So when it comes to the exam, what you are supposed to do if you get a question like this, you just mark any one of these answers, either 62 or 121. Don't try to mark both, just mark any one of this. And if after the answer key published, let's say you marked 62 and the answer key says that 121, then you can challenge that question. Challenge that answer. There is a method to challenge those kind of questions which are having logical error. All right, next one, number 50. Tree, leaf, bush, and herb. Tree, leaf, bush, and herb. Bush, herb, tree. They are in one category, and of course, you know that leaf is the part of bush or herb or tree. So leaf is the one which is different from the group. Right, so we have done 25 questions from logical reasoning today. That was pretty fast, right? So this is how it happens. So sometimes it is really faster than you think. All right, it is pleasure spending time with you guys. And I'll be back with another set of questions. We meet next time. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye.